That's good stuff. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to week 4 of the Born to be Wild listener series. Yeah. If you haven't seen the last 2 videos, you definitely should, but you don't have to. I am coming off of back-to-back 2 to 3 showings, which, for a god gamer such as myself, is a bit unacceptable. So this week, I took the preparation to the absolute top. Several hour stream, making versions 1 of the decks, and several theory crafting discussions and play matches with the homies Absolute and Gasu. And let's be honest, boys. If I can't win with Absolute helping me make my decks, then I'm a lost cause. Without further ado, boys, don't need to make this drag on any longer. Let's check out the games. Alright, welcome to the games. This is game 1. We have me as Shaman versus my opponent as Priest. Before we get too far into the games, I feel like I should let you know, which will be very obvious later, but I had a lot of black screen driver issues during these games. So some of the footage is either lost or a bit wonky. So that's kind of why you didn't see turn 1 of this game, and there'll be other turns later. But I've done my best to stitch it together. This game, so far, I've just, played totems and made them huge. I have faith that I can win this matchup, but I think Priest is his best chance of stopping my Shaman from sweeping. And currently, he's doing a very good job of that by curving out with a deck that has almost nothing that he can be playing. And so far, he's got the nuts. Palmeridion 3 is by far the best thing he could be doing. And it allows turn 4 Mass Hysteria, turn 6 Soul Mirror or Psychic Stream, and things start to look ugly real quick if I'm not careful. This turn, I just throw everything to the face, trying to deal as much damage as I can while I have this early game tempo. And he continues to high roll where they turn 4 Mass Hysteria. Unfortunately, I lost everything here but a 1-1. This was a bit tragic, but thankfully I played the Molten Blast and left a 1-1 alive so I could Mistrunner it. Here, Mistrunner was probably the best this card has ever performed in this deck. I mean, Mistrunner is probably the 13th, 12 or 13th minion that you want. So having it be good here was very good. Unfortunately, after hovering over and reading what that card did, I was left in another rough spot where my opponent again had a good answer. And I decided I'd kill it. Mostly just because Psychic Scream could cost 6. And I don't want him to Psychic Scream these 2-1s into my deck. But yeah, this Wave of Apathy was a bummer. At least this 5-drop, whatever the heck that thing was, didn't do anything. It wasn't a taunt or anything like that. But here, actually, if he played, I was really hoping on this turn specifically, he played Kartut Defender. Because if he does, I can Devolving and then turn my 3-3 into a 4-4 with Faceless Corruptor and I actually kill him. I hit him for 12, as long as my Devolving doesn't hit a taunt. But unfortunately, he did not do that. Here, I actually learned a lot of information, although I'm dumb, so I didn't learn anything. But I should have learned that he has both Soul Mirror and Psychic Scream in his hand, because he coined and then thought about playing one or another card, which are the 2/7 mana spells he run. Unfortunately here, Soul Mirror is gross, and this Strongman was brutal. I'm starting to get a little annoyed, as you can hear from my live conversation. Here's our first black screen error. But yeah, I'm a little worried. This turn on 7 mana, I start with Totem, Feral Spirits, and I remember that Devolving Missiles, this 6/6 taunt, actually makes it a 0 mana minion, which is super helpful. He gets another AoE randomly generated, an Excavated Evil. Really unfortunate. And he's starting to heal up. He's starting to hit my mana costs. I'm getting a little worried. We got my recording working again. On this turn, turn 8, I was just keep tempoing out, hoping for the best. I was super happy that I drew this top deck. This Shield of Galakron top deck was game-winning because it allowed my Galakron next turn to not only be 8/8s, but also be the weapon. And then maybe in hindsight, I shouldn't have played it because I'm going all in here, and I should, in the back of my head, know he has Psychic Scream. But because of the black screen issues I was having, I was kind of tilted. I wasn't really thinking that much. I was constantly having to reopen my Hearthstone. It was closing, and I'd have to reopen OBS. It was a real pain. But here I made some 8/8s, and most importantly, I got the 5-2 weapon, which is a lot of damage. That helped a lot with this game. The 8-8s were like, whatever. He probably just has an answer to those, which, as we'll see, will be Psychic Scream because I'm dumb and know he has it. But even with Psychic Scream, I'm only 1 off lethal. So I think this play was still fine. It's just a bummer that he has everything. Also, a Psychic Scream that was randomly generated is pretty unfortunate. Here I just do my best to, like, play around Silas, I guess. Although if he silenced, I think I won anyway. But I made the decision to put my talent between the 2-1 so that he couldn't silence it away. It's a minor thing. I also thought about weapon removal. And since he doesn't have any, I chose to keep my 5-1. Which might have been wrong since I do run a weapon in my deck. There's a chance I draw it. But I also felt like having that available to use it to interact with a minion if I needed to next turn was worth it. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get worried. Like, I have to, like, kill him soon because he's got a lot of late game. Thankfully, here I get my chance. I do top deck the weapon, which is unfortunate. But I was able to outgas a lot of AoE. He played Soul Mirror, Psychic Scream, Excavated Evil, Wave of Apathy stuff. 2 taunts that healed him. And I was able to win it on turn 10 before I got 2 out of hand. This Shaman deck has a lot of gas, and I don't think at this point, you know, black screen issues and annoyance aside, I'm pretty confident for this series. Like, I can't imagine his other 2 decks beat my Shaman if his Priest couldn't. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Game 2, I am shocked. I'm shocked he picked Warlock. I thought for sure Mage would be his best chance. His Warlock decks, for context, I'll put it up, has like, I think 1 playable card. He has 2x Dark Skies. That's it. Like, he has nothing else of cheap. He has like 20-something minions. Like 25-something minions. It's crazy. His deck is so greedy and like deep-based that his only way to deal with my like early game at all is Dark Sky. So I thought he picked the Mage here and try to like Ice Block and like whatever the other spells. He didn't really have enough in that deck either, but I assumed he picked Mage here. Here on turn 1, I have another Evocation of Frost. Very lucky. Turn 2, shockingly, I play Strength Totem. And this starts what is the greatest sequence of Hearthstone ever. I Hero Power. He passes. I Hero Power. Send all my minions face. He passes. Quite the loop. I mean, just truly excellent gameplay. Here, I go face with my minions again. On his 4th turn, he passes again, except forever. He concedes. 4 turns, 3 Hero Powers, and an Evocation of Frost later, and that's game 2. For game 3, at the beginning, like first 5 turns, I think, we lost all of the footage. So let me show you how it looked. My Hero Power looked something like that. He looked something like that. His Hero Power looked a little something like that. You know, kind of throw it up there. That's Sam. You know, he's a mage. My Hero Power looks a little something like that. My hero looks a little something like that, you know. My turn 1 looked a little something like this. You know, simple stuff. His turn 1, he passed. My turn 2, I coined Totem. His turn 2, he pinged. My turn 2, I played a Healing Totem to protect that strong totem. It became a 1-2. His turn 3 looked a little something like that. Little blue circle up there. He played his little purple circle. He played his Ice Block. My turn 3, shockingly, I Hero Powered. I mean, really just revolutionary stuff. It all buffed itself. You know, we're getting in there. It all went face. Pretty simple stuff so far. He's played a Secret and pinged a minion, and I've developed 3 totems. My turn 3 looked a little something like this. Really revolutionary gameplay. Made a couple of wolves. I think he pinged my face and passed on his turn 4. My next turn 4, which is 3 out of 4 mana because I'm overloaded, I play the Totem Duplication spell. Create a 3-4 and a duplicate 3-4. Here he finally starts. He plays a Rat and Apple Bomb. I mean, my golly. Thankfully for me, 2 of the buffs hit this Healing Totem, and I top-decked a wonderful, wonderful Galakron invoking card, so I was able to send the 3-2 and the 2-1 into the Apple Bomb. And while all this was happening, obviously, as you can see, being clearly illustrated on your screen, my Strength Totems were buffing everything to the moon, so he was running out of time, because everything is getting huge. Back to the real gameplay now. This is where the recording started. I was able to use the Shield of Galakron 2-1 and the 3-2 Healing Totem to kill his Rotten Apple Bomb, and now he is pretty screwed. I think, yeah, he had a really unlucky devolving here. He only hit 1 Strength Totem, and he hit the same guy like twice, and it like buffed it the second time. I believe here I have Devolving Missiles plus Mistrunner lethal, or Devolving Missiles plus Weapon lethal, because technically weapon's 1 more damage, it's technically 4. I don't actually know. I didn't get to calculate if I still have lethal or not through this taunt. But I didn't have to. That's game 3. He conceded 2 of the games. He kind of gave up before the game because he didn't think he had any chance to beat Shaman, and I can't blame him too much. The odd Gala Shaman was a bit of a powerhouse, second to only the odd Paladin that he banned from my war lineup. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I wanted the matchup to go. My game plan going in after lots of prep was odd Shaman and odd Pally. One will get banned, one will sweep, and thankfully that worked out for me. So yeah, good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. That is week 4 of the Born to Be Wild listener series. If you enjoyed this video, you can click right on top of me to subscribe. And if you want to watch last week's video, you can click on the right side of the screen to do that. Bye-bye.